Valuetainment have agreed, the moderating of the two of you,
losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and if you logged off Friday, before today, the day of apparently rapture or something, the eclipse day, you might have missed a epic showdown with Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, leading to basically everybody at the Daily Wire tossing their hat in the ring. Patrick Bet David throwing $250,000 out there to Lake and Riley's family, apparently, if they would let him host. I don't know. Everybody was trying to get a piece of this, and it was wild. I want to first and foremost say I have been critical of Candace Owens in the past, and I will continue to be critical of things that I disagree with that she says. And the same goes for Ben Shapiro. It probably seems that I've been extra hard on Ben over the past couple of weeks because obviously all this drama is heating up, and I do believe genuinely that Candace and him probably could have worked this stuff out at the Daily Wire and continue to be a force for good. But ultimately, if you're Team Candace, that's cool. If you're Team Ben, that's cool. When I criticize somebody, I still, if somebody like Candace and Ben, I still think are extraordinarily good overall. These little blips, these little spats, they're entertaining. They're fun to watch. This potential debate could be extremely fiery. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of, if it's going to be no holes barred, or what's going to be the rules of it. But essentially, after some very fiery tweet exchanges, Daily Wire has agreed to host a debate. It started with a clip posted by Anomaly of Andrew Schulz basically saying, hey, Ben Shapiro can't debate anybody who's actually an adult. I don't know if that's, I said this then, and again, so Ben Shapiro fans, I don't know that that's true. I doubt that that's true. I'm pretty sure he debates adults and does just fine. Maybe he's had some bad ones here or there. I don't know. But anyway, Candace Owens said, I would like to debate Ben Shapiro on Israel and the, quote, current definition of anti-Semitism. Now, I don't know what debating on Israel means, but I would be curious to see, what the current definition of anti-Semitism is, because it is something that's ever evolving, just like all the various phobias that the left keeps churning out. The rules, to me, I think is simple. If you hate somebody, it's just like racism, except for when you're Jewish, there's a special term for it. Essentially is how I look at it. I don't mean that in there's no subtext there. It's just, if you don't like someone simply because they are Jewish, okay, well, that's to me just, racism, or I guess you could say it's, anti-Semitism because you just don't like them for being a Jew. That's the simplest definition imaginable, but it's also the one that I accept, because the more, the longer that definition gets, the more opportunities there are for censorious companies to bad actors to try and ruin someone's life over it. I have often said, I will say again, I read the comments. I know people have strong opinions on certain things. I am not one of those people in terms of, I am not I look at what people do on their own individual actions. I'm not looking for that kind of stuff. I'm not noticing stuff all the time, as people say. And basically he said, I would like to debate. Then Ben quote tweeted and replied and said, sure, Candace, I texted you February 29th offering the very same thing. Let's do it live on my show this Monday at 5 p.m. at our studios in Nashville, 90 minutes live streamed. Now, Candace took exception to that, saying, hey, I'm not giving the Daily Wire the views. I 100% understand why she would feel that way. I don't think I'd want to be doing it at the Daily Wire studios either, essentially in enemy territory. I agree with Candace there, but this is an easy solution. She writes, I'm sure you can appreciate why I'd prefer to keep this off the Daily Wire platform, as well as the true reason why we're never able to make any discussions happen. Let's choose a neutral, trustworthy platform. I vote Patrick Bet David. Now, Patrick Bet David had been critical of, he had made like a joke about calling it the Daily Jewish Wire or something like that, essentially. I don't think that Patrick Bet David has a long history of being critical of quote unquote Jew stuff or I don't think that, I could be wrong about that. But he did not want Patrick Bet David because Patrick Bet David had been critical of some of their stuff. I love PBD, but PBD isn't neutral. Fine. Cool. That's fine. So then Patrick Bet David says, hey, my proposal to Ben Shapiro, and then he says, Patrick Bet David just threw down $250,000 for Laken Riley's family to make that debate happen. And yes, Ben Shapiro did take PBD's words completely out of context. There was zero malicious intent. I'm America first, so I'm in. Amazing option to make this charitable. Patrick Bet David proposed to give $250,000 to Laken Riley's family. Some people felt there's a little ick factor there because how is it related? It's weird to dangle that money out in front of their family publicly, and then if this debate doesn't happen, they're out. I get it. I understand why that might make people, it felt a little weird to me, but after some reflection, people were saying to me, he's saying he's going to put the money here because this is a America first cause. So I'll put this money to something that's right here in America that everyone can agree is an important issue. To put things in perspective, Laken Riley's family had raised $250,000 via GoFundMe, so this would essentially doubled that. So yeah, I think it's cool, but I hope he gives something anyway, because their family probably is like, dang, that sucks. But because I'm pretty sure Patrick Bet David knew that Ben Shapiro wasn't going to agree. So he could have just been doing some marketing there. Anyway, Ben then says, Candace, I can see why you'd want to hide behind a moderator, particularly one who said we should rename our company the Daily Jewish Wire just yesterday. No. One-on-one Monday at 5 p.m. We can sit down and have a healthy debate like adults, and we'll live stream it on X and YouTube. Take it or leave it. I leave that, Ben. I don't understand what it is, and this is everybody at the Daily Wire, which would have included Candace, why they continue to ignore Rumble. It's really weird. There's nearly 70 million users on Rumble, and they already, I'm not saying don't do it on X, and I'm not even saying don't do it on YouTube. I'm saying, why wouldn't you also put it on Rumble? It's the freest speech platform of the three, certainly. You can trust the video isn't going to get taken down. But anyway, I digress. I remember it basically took everyone, roasting people at the Daily Wire to finally make Rumble pages. I think Candace Owens didn't make one until people were calling it out. And, this is Matt Walsh was complaining and whining about getting demonetized on YouTube, and then called, having Rumble, being on Rumble, being like banished to the hinterlands. It's stupid. Big con. Come on. Support new tech. Anyway. He writes, as to the true reason you didn't respond to my offer to sit down with you and discuss these issues publicly or privately back in February, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about. So then Candace wrote, also want the public to know that the entire executive team at the Daily Wire, who Ben would have run this proposal by, are aware that I'm in London right now. Essentially, they said, we got to do it Monday, 5 o'clock. So Candace is insinuating, hey, you proposed something that you knew I couldn't agree to. And maybe that's true. I tend to believe that maybe I'll give Daily Wire the benefit of the doubt here, that, in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the argument, they forgot that she was in London. I think that's reasonable. What is Hanlon's razor or whatever. Maybe they did know, and that would be more nefarious. Anyway, they know the Monday deadline in person is virtually impossible to swing, which is why I'm convinced this is just show and tell. No reason at all that we can't coordinate schedules like adults. If he is actually game, then not playing pretend, I'm very much want to make this happen. Then you have Jeremy Boring getting involved, saying it's Sabbath, but I think Ben was clear. One-on-one in person, Nashville, Monday at 5 p.m., live streamed on X and YouTube. Again, Rumble. If these guys don't stream this to Rumble, then I never want to hear them whine and complain about censorship ever in my life. I digress. I'll add, there will be no ads on the video, obviously, and no charge to watch it. No one cashes in. Well, they still get all those eyeballs. You debated Destiny on his show without a moderator less than a month ago, and have debated plenty of people without a moderator on your own show. You asked for debate. If you want it, come and have it. This is after she said, I will throw Joe Rogan as an option, or Lex Friedman, which they said no to both. Rumble said, here, let's do it on Rumble. 67 million Rumblers don't want it on YouTube. Again, I will say, I'm not even like only put it should be everywhere. This is a conversation that everyone should have. Then Jeremy Boring Golds or more saying, I want to debate Ben Shapiro. No, not like that. There's a lot of people, I think ultimately where it ended, I think the offer that Candace accepted was this. I don't know your international travel schedule, Candace. I know when we talked to you at some point in the past, you've flown across the world to make it happen. Talk to somebody. You asked for a debate, Ben agreed. You don't want it on Daily Wire channel? Fine. We can live stream it to your channels. You don't want to film at Daily Wire Studios? Fine, we'll run a studio in Nashville. You don't want Daily Wire crew? Fine, we'll hire a local crew. You don't want Daily Wire to pay for it? Fine, you're rich, you can pay for it. You don't want to do it Monday? Fine, let us know how long you need to prepare. We will not agree to a moderator, no third party to put the finger on the scales. We will not agree to a virtual event or edited video, live in person, one-on-one. The rest is just noise. I think that's fine. That's fine. I've been critical of Jeremy Boring in the past, but he's basically said, okay, fine. We'll get rid of all this stuff. And then this is what Candace Owens agreed to. Candace, agreed to this and said, let's get it done. Saying, barring the odd insinuation that you don't know your own employees were booked on international flights to come join me in London to film for your platform, this is great. I fully accept. No moderator. I'll get in touch privately to set this up. Major win. What is this going to who's going to win here? Well, there's entertainment. That's the people who are watching it are going to be entertained. They're the real winners. Will there be minds changed by this? No. Ben's fans will be Ben's fans. Candace fans will be Candace's fans. There'll be 2% of people who are actually going into this open-minded. But I think it's still a conversation worth having. And maybe it will open some eyes. The big takeaway here, to be fair, is that this is a no-win situation for Daily Wire. It really is. Candace is going to get big eyeballs. Not that she absolutely needs them, but she will get more. I think people that are tired of Daily Wire infighting with Candace are going to be even more tired of it. I think Ben is going to do just fine in this debate, but I don't think ultimately it's a good look. Even though I'm, profiting off it by covering it, they should probably have just gone their separate ways, but she basically goaded Ben into agreeing. So I think Candace Owens already won, unless he humiliates her in the debate. If Ben humiliates her in the debate and she's not prepared, that's obviously a real, that's a scenario that I don't see likely happening, but it could happen. We're going to have to wait and see when we hear. I hope they don't drag this on for a month. Get it done this week or whenever she gets back, and then we can all get moving forward and try to re-galvanize here before the November election. I hope you enjoyed this video. Are you Team Candace, Team Ben? Let me know. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do follow or subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.